What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is not such a great Thursday, tumbling Thursday, shall we call it? Market's been selling off big time all day today. The SPYs are down, the Qs are down, Nvidia basically flat on the day after giving us that monster after hour session yesterday. So pretty reversal type of day, and the stock that was holding up the whole market was kind of at fault, I guess, today for giving up the whole day today, man. It was bad, and honestly, I will say part of it was unexpected, but at the same time, we saw that coming, right? We did say if Nvidia sells off all the way back down to 480, that would be a little bit drastic for the market. Excuse me. But the overall, man, monster opportunities to short the market. Nevertheless, you were able to short the 500 level on Nvidia. You were able to short a bunch of other trades on the market. We even had a couple good long trades pulling off on the market, which we will cover, and possibly look for some selling opportunities on them tomorrow, or maybe continuation trades on them tomorrow. So lots to talk about. Obviously, there's a lot going on as always. This is probably the best summer that we have seen in the stock market for a while. There's been so many opportunities in the stock market every single day, and I'm glad that we're able to take opportunities for it. We still got a couple decent stocks with the after hour sessions, like AFRM, ULTA Beauty, Workday, and a bunch of other stocks. So I got my trusty tool Benzinga ready on my other screen on my nice little vertical monitor, in case whenever those numbers start hitting the news wires, we can get that going. So why don't we dive right in over here into the stock market, as what's exactly going on today for some of these trades coming out with earnings. So Workday is queued up for the charts, and I'm just waiting to see if any news wires come in, but looks like Workday is getting ready to make a little bit of a bounce over here to the north side, as after selling off the whole day, basically following QQQ and S&P 500 to the downside. QQQ giving up 2% on the day. S&P 500, I think 1.7, 1.3 actually, 1.3% on the day, giving up the goats over here. And most of it started off, I guess, in pre-market around 8:30 because of the economic data. The Jackson Hole Symposium 8 o'clock conversation. But mostly this continuous jobless claims, coming in less hot than the market needs it to come out, right? So for the inflation, for the interest rates battle that we are having at the moment, more people need to be jobless, sadly. And we are not getting that numbers in the right direction. The initial jobless claims coming in less hot than the forecast, so the market not liking those numbers, pushing it right back to the downside, and a lot of profit taking on Nvidia also looks like. Sadly, I don't have a volume profile over here to see exactly what happened. If we maybe zoom out to the 1-year chart, that's a big volume candle, reversal right back to the downside. So that kind of looks like, a lot of profit taking. A lot of the longs who got in around 369, or even at the start of the year, where is that? 137. If you got in at the start of the year and you're watching your position now within half a year, a little bit shy, more than half a year, is up 256%, you would expect profit taking to come into play. So a lot of profit taking coming in on Nvidia over here, pushing it to the downside. People are saying Workday, as it looks like it is popping up, looks like it is at 3% up, but no real volume coming in the after hours. Not sure if the numbers are out yet, but I'm not seeing the news wires hit. Maybe I'll just refresh my Benzinga account here, see if that will fix that issue for us. I'll also go confirm on our good friend Trade Ideas, who also is sponsoring our show. Whereas, I'm not seeing anything on Workday at the moment, anything yet. So a little bit of a move for sure, right? 225 to 230 coming in on Workday. Both these platforms are giving us the same information at the moment. So it looks like Workday reversing its whole day off that earnings catalyst. But I'm not seeing much volume really transact. This is moving on very light volume. This could mean, numbers are not really out yet, or somebody knows the numbers and they are taking advantage of it. Workday is out, okay. Well, waiting for the numbers to hit for me over here. Where are these numbers? Let me put the scanner bang categories, put the news on there, and then no, sorry, go to news, and then I only want to see earnings. Done. Not seeing anything. And no volume to like support the move either. You see what I mean? There's no volume to support this move. Am I getting a heart attack, chat? There's no volume to support this move either. We can come back to workday to see what happens, because we got a bunch of stocks to actually coming out at 405. One of these companies are no longer in Canada. It's going to be JWN. And see that volume spike coming in on JWN? These are the type of volume candles you want to start seeing on AFRM. Maybe showing you some volume spikes too. It's actually dropping to the downside for AFRM. JWN. Oh, AFRM is now getting ready to go back to the north side. ULTA Beauty. This stock just never fails on earnings report. Looks like today, however, it might actually get ready to fail finally and give up the ghost a little bit. ULTA Beauty now pushing down. Previous earnings report, we remember actually talking about this live on the stream when we used to work at our previous employer, and you know, lots of positive news for ULTA Beauty at that time. But now it looks like ULTA Beauty might be missing out on their earnings report slightly, so we just gotta wait a little bit. What's going on? Why are we not seeing anything on the news articles over here? Pretty strange. Doctor Strange. Refresh that, reset that. Still stuck on guess is the most, I guess, 8 Autodesk. I see Autodesk. ULTA Beauty now going up, flat on the day for ULTA Beauty. Marvel, yeah, we have MRVL. MRVL was also on the watch list over here. MRVL, AFRM, ULTA Beauty, Workday, GPS, which is at 415, Gap, Intuit, who's INTU, whose CEO is now going to be working for PayPal. So a little bit of a drop in their position off that catalyst already, I believe. And now we're seeing, you know, the earnings catalyst possibly bringing this position to the downside a little bit. What happened? And what an incredible rug pull today, Leon. I mean, you could say that, but if you looked at the important economic calendar, we did say this could dictate the market for the whole day, right? And the jobless claims number came in a little bit less hot than the market needed it to be. So maybe the interest rates. Look, let's actually go take a quick look at the interest rates calculator one more time. I'm guessing now, which was 80% yesterday, it's still at 82%. That's bullcrap. No way. Still at 82%. We'll have to wait and see, I guess, for more important numbers like CPI, PPI, and all those other important economic calendar numbers to come out to see if those numbers sway that that interest rate number. But overall, man, I'm just waiting for, why is our friends at Benzinga failing us today? We were actually getting all the reports. Oh, that's why. Chat. I was wondering why everything was being filtered to guess. Is because that's what we were filtering it to. They're not failing us, we were failing ourselves. Unable to actually use the tool at our fullest performance. That's exactly what's going on. But looks like ULTA Beauty is out, JWN is out, and Workday is out. Looks like these numbers are out at the moment. AFRM up 3%. Let's go to see what AFRM's number are. AFRM, can we find that one? AFRM's number looks to be earnings schedule for 24th. We don't see anything yet. Okay, there we go. Options alert. Ooh, options alert coming in on Thursday, August 17th. That's the last week over there. Come on, guys. Why am I unable to find stocks or you know, reports what I want to at the moment? There we go. We finally got Workday showing up. Workday numbers raises full year guidance. So big bullish catalyst over there, raising full year guidance. Looking for the earnings report over here under today's earnings schedule. Workday gears up for Q2. Unusual options. Okay, there you go. Q2 EPS 1.43 versus 1.26. Beat. Sales revenue comes in at 1.79 versus 1.77. Beat. Full year guidance revenue raised to 6.57 versus to 6.59. Compared to estimates of 7.21. So miss on full year guidance, but at least raised it compared to what it previously was. and sees Q3 subscription revenue to be between 1.67 to 1.68 billion revenue. Full year guidance is missing the estimate for Workday. That doesn't look too good over there. 3% pop at the end of the day, nevertheless, for these guys. We also got ULTA Beauty's number coming out over here. ULTA Beauty raises full year 2023 guidance, EPS guidance from 2470 to 2540 to 25 to, what's the estimate? 2526. So it's within the range, full year guidance. Raises full year net revenue guidance 11 billion to 11.1 billion, which is estimate of 11.13 billion. Pretty close, not really any difference over there, within the range, I guess. Reports come in at 6.02 versus estimate of 5.85 for ULTA Beauty, so beat on EPS. But what's the revenue looking like? Sales revenue 2.53 versus 2.51, beat on revenue too. So pretty much in line estimates for the full year and the next quarter, and a beat on Q2 over here, obviously taking them back to the north side and giving them nice little safety net off of today's move. Tomorrow, I guess if the market, which was in a pretty much inside day, I would like to say, no, it was not. We broke out to the upside and broke out to the downside on the market. I thought it was an inside day based on how the market moved yesterday, but not even close, Brad. You are wrong. Market broke down pretty drastically to the downside after breaking out to the upside at one point. Coming back to some of the futures, some of the earnings movers over here. JWN. EPS 0.84 versus 0.45. Surprising they actually got that beat on the board for EPS and the revenue also. What? Oh, okay, I was tripping. I was like, how did they do 7.3 billion compared to estimate 3.6? That's a huge beat. But no, it's only 3.7 billion compared to 3.6 billion on JWN's earnings over here. Those are the numbers you're looking for. So decent beat. They recently pulled out of Canada. They didn't really have too much sales, I'll tell you that. There were signs that they were having tons of sales, but the brand recognition behind JWN, everyone just immediately jumped on it. Now there's no more stores in Canada, I believe. So now any numbers they have is probably only from America. We've seen a couple other retail stores, or at least retail brands, do good. Guess, Abercrombie and Fringe 2 days in a row, ignoring Macy's completely, ignoring Macy's out of the picture over here. But JWN, good little earnings report coming in. Looking to see if they are raising anything for full year guidance. Full year 2023 EPS 1.8 to 2.2 versus estimate of 1.99, so within the estimates range. That's in line, I guess, for full year guidance. AFRM sees Q1 revenue. You mean Q2? AFRM sees Q2 revenue 430 to 455 versus 429 estimate. I'm guessing Q1 for next year is what they're actually posting right now for AFRM. But JWN, nice little move to the upside. What an incredible rug pull. Yeah, we saw that. Workday not tradable with the $1 spread. Isn't that usually what happens though with these really expensive stocks? I think Nvidia yesterday was probably in something crazy spread itself. Probably $2, $3 spreads, something itself. Maybe even more than that. So could expect Workday over here being a little crazy on the spread side. I mean, the stock doesn't bring in a lot of volume to begin with. It's currently just pushing back simply to the day's high ranges and showing us resistance around the day's high range. The earnings report didn't really look that bullish to me either, so I don't know if I'll be that interested in it. INTU pushing to the downside off the earnings report. Looks like they actually missed over here. Q4 EPS 1.65 beats 1.43 estimates. Sales coming in at 2.7. Okay, that's a beat. QuickBooks Online accounting revenue grew 22% for the quarter and 26% for the year. That looks good. Sees full year revenue from that range to that range, and the estimates, okay, but then the estimates and EPS is above the estimate. Overall, Intuit numbers do look good, but they are getting absolutely clapped to the downside at the moment. not helping themselves. Whirlpool to pay $11.5 million civil penalty for failure to immediately report glass cooktops posting burns and fire hazards. Ooh. Whirlpool getting a little bit of a beat down today, huh? I like that one. Maybe we can find some trades on Whirlpool for tomorrow based on a little bit of a news report we're seeing. It's also pretty close to 52-week lows, so we could see a possible short on Whirlpool to 52-week lows. Probably something to watch out over here. But let's come back to the earnings plays, because some of these earnings plays are hot. For example, let's talk about Guess. We talked about the possible move to the 52-week high on Guess. If we go to my Twitter, yeah, this Guess thread I made for you guys last night. Only 380 views. You guys are not watching these. You guys are missing out. At least this one got 414. Okay, good. Just because this is where the trade was. The long trade idea. Depending on where the stock opens, looking for a possible run towards the 52-week high of 24.15. If the stock opens above 22.25, could be overextended intraday. But we'll look for dip buys near 21.50, $21, and 20.50 areas. So if we pull up the Guess over here, you'll see that it actually opens up near 21.50 today. Gives up the 21.50 area really quick off the open, gets under $21. So this is the opening trade. Opens here within that 5-minute candle. You see the stock, dropping down, breaking that 21 area, going to the 100 period EMA on the 1-minute chart, going to the 100 period EMA on the 5-minute chart, finding those buyers, trapping those shorts, and then starts making that real move to the north side. That opening 5-minute range breakout candle. I talk about the ORB trade all the time for you guys, especially on stocks that have a strong catalyst such as earnings. Easy trades right here. So you could have taken that 21.50 re-entry, you could have bought the dip, either or, whatever you did, and rode that stock right back up to almost 24.15, which was a trade idea we pointed out over here for you guys on Twitter. So if you're not following our Twitter, go follow Twitter, go follow all of our social media, everything in the description below. Let's look for more trades like this from earnings that came out today, or even earnings that came out yesterday. Nvidia, I did not trade the stock today. The main reason why is I try to stay away from the first day moves on big large cap earnings plays. I let them play out on the first day themselves, figure out what they want to do, and then I'll come back a couple days or day 2 play. Currently, big sell-off on Nvidia. The 500 level, which we were so adamant to watch how the stock trades around, immediately sells off the open, gives you a beautiful short off that 500 area, and you never really look back. And the fact that the stock actually closed only 0.12% up on the day is insane to me. Insane, based on how positive the earnings catalyst was for Nvidia. Now we're looking for a reversal somewhere off of these levels. I'm looking for buyers to step back in and the stock to start make that move back to 480, which was the previous all-time high, and run back to somewhere 500 very soon. The stock's earnings was pretty insane. I think some of the, what was it? It's the best ever earnings report the stock has ever had, I think, in terms of revenue. Most revenue it's ever made. There were a bunch of pictures posted about it on Twitter. I wish I saved it. I wasn't actually quick enough to save any of those pictures. Maybe if we find those pictures on NVIDIA over here, we can find them. People are just drawing dicks. What is this? Fucked. Wow, this guy's just did some technical analysis on Nvidia intraday. This guy's jokes, eh? Where are those reports that I saw on Nvidia today? Was this the one? Cisco. That's not Nvidia. Come on, bro. Oh yeah, did you guys see this? The Sony PlayStation? What a ripoff this new PlayStation handheld device is. That thing's an absolute ripoff. I think this is the one. Data center units. That's not the one. Hopefully I can find it for you guys. If not, we'll just give up and move on. It had a little bit more green graphic on it. Come on, somebody just post it. Everyone just posting memes. Well, can't find it. We'll give up. We'll give up on it. Coming back to Nvidia, however, I mean, the best report ever. I'm looking for the stock to find some buyers. A lot of profit taking did come into place, no doubt about that. A lot of profit taking came into place, but now we need to see previous demand zones, previous supply zones turning into some sort of a support, and look for buying to come in as previous supplies become new demand areas. The stock is obviously I don't think the bubble is here to pop just yet for anyone thinking in those type of possibilities. I think we're still fine. There's still a lot for AI to really come out. My trade idea tomorrow on Nvidia will be looking for that re-entry above 480 and looking for that long back through 480 if it does give you a possible breakthrough. I don't think we see 500 coming back in tomorrow. That'll be insane. It'll be insane to see 500 coming back into play tomorrow. Let's go to GPS, which is supposed to come out at earnings 5 minutes ago or so. Looks like they did come out with earnings. Ending inventory at 2.23, down 29% year over year. That's a good number. Their inventory is down. Usually their inventory, they have inventory issues, don't they? Company anticipates the fiscal 2023 year net sales could decrease in the mid-single digits compared to last year's net sale 15.6. That's what happens when you cut ties with obviously the legend Kanye West. GPS Q2 misses. That's what happens. 3.55 billion versus 3.57 billion. Misses on sales, and EPS comes in at 0.34 versus 0.09, but beats big time on EPS. So a move down, a move up, a move back down. They're guiding a little bit mixed for the future. They're saying we're not going to have the best sales for the future. The sales number could actually go down over here, so watch out for possible more decline coming in on GPS. Not looking for these guys to do what Guess or Abercrombie and Finch did, and the fact that GES even struggled to really get above 24.15 today, even struggled to really get to 24 today, could have been enough of an indication that maybe we see the stock also pulling back down tomorrow. So watch out for a possible short on GES. Marvel Technology sees Q3 revenue above estimates with a 5% buffer, 1.4 billion plus or minus 5% versus estimates of 1.39 billion, which is basically in line with estimates, so not that much bigger. MRVL sadly down on the day over here after the earnings report, 3% down, and struggling at the moment. Struggling. Looking for anything else on the earnings report over here that I might have missed. Besides that, if I have not, then I think we can start getting ready to actually start charting some of these levels. MRVL, AFRM, ULTA, WDA, GPS, JWN into it. Yeah, looks like we did run through all those earnings players for the most part, and now we can start charting some of these plays, see where we can find the trades for ourselves tomorrow. Where is the money to be made? Let's start with the top of the list, Macy's. Macy's still struggling, but holding off right now at the new 52-week low. The new 52-week low showing us some support. I'm gonna move that box to the previous 52-week low, I guess the recent 52-week low. Nope, I'm gonna move it right back here. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna keep it like that. Okay, so we got this box, this range for Macy's, pretty much almost like a dollar over here, $12 to $13 of a support area that we're looking for. Macy's getting hurt off the earnings report, which was a little bit of a mixed earnings report. I think they were guiding bad for the future, if I remember accurately. Previous 52-week low did not give them any support. They broke down, they pushed much lower. Now the question is, do we see a new 52-week low coming in? And by that I mean really going below $12. And these levels are, I believe, you know, pretty old levels, like 2021 levels coming back into play. This is where the stock was almost getting ready to go bankrupt, if I remember accurately, during COVID time. So lots of possible getting back into those levels, obviously, if the stock and if the company is struggling. But at the moment, just purely looking at technicals, it is looking a little scary. So the shorts, probably the right idea. Follow the trend, you know, sell frowny faces and buy smiley faces. Something Michael Noss, almost forgot his name. Michael Noss always says, almost had him on the stream to yesterday or tomorrow, I believe, but he has to fly back to Halifax tomorrow, he said. So I can't have him on the stream tomorrow. So sadly, no stream tomorrow for us with the guest, unless I can get, maybe I can get Adam as a guest tomorrow. We'll see about that one. Macy's over here though, looking for that 52-week low hold and give us some buy, but the volume dropping off on the stock drastically. The relative volume's not really there. Might just have to put the stock on the back burner, put some alerts on watch for this one, and then play with it when the volume starts picking up. DKS surprisingly giving you a bounce over here. We were looking for the stock to push, you know, all the way back below $100, but 110 at the moment. I guess 104, 105 area, showing you some buyers, and the stock's trying to push back to 115-ish area, looking for that 115-ish, 116 area to show you resistance again on DKS, allowing us to short this level and bring it back down. There's a big gap over here, but I don't think that gap's going to fill anytime soon. The earnings report was pretty bad, and they blamed it all on what's it called, theft. They blamed it all on theft over there for DKI's target, basically in the same basket of theft and so on. Let's go to Nvidia and what we think about a trade idea for Nvidia. Like I already said earlier, I guess we don't really need to show you again. I'm looking for a possible to see how the stock trades around this $480 or so, and if that 480 can show us possible breakthrough longs or more resistance coming in and not really giving us a long towards that $500 for Nvidia. Snowflake did exactly what we thought it would do, because it was giving us those Zoom vibes, right? It was giving us those Zoom vibes, pushed down off good earnings report. The numbers were all looking good. Later on, pushed up on Snowflake in the after hours, and when the market sold off, obviously, sadly, Snowflake had no other direction other than selling off to the downside themselves. Snowflake is basically a big cloud data holder. Eventually, in the future, they will be the key holders to a lot of the information in the future, I guess, once they start feeding AI all this data and all this information, like Palantir, for example, right? So I do see a lot of possible future for Snowflake using that AI models, and especially if they train them properly and if they do it right. So my fingers are crossed. The numbers did look good for their cloud technology for Snowflake. All the earnings report numbers that we were looking at yesterday were positive. I think this move was just basically the market beta move coming in, and Nvidia selling off big time, drastically also hurting them. And they sold off, but the nice hold of that 145 146 area. Looks like we basically pinged the bottom today near this 145.30s 145.40s. Look for what that 145 area to hold again, 146 area to hold, and give us some possible longs on Snowflake. Look for that 150 breakout through north again. Overall bullish sentiment on Snowflake, bullish sentiment on Nvidia, and all things AI. Since we are talking about AI, why don't we just go over to AI, which absolutely got collapsed today, 11% of the downside. Everyone was, hoping that AI would really leech off of this Nvidia catalyst, but the way the market moved and the way that the Nvidia moved really clapped AI today, sadly, bringing it back below $30. Beautiful short opportunities if you were, looking for them, though, right? Beautiful short opportunities if you were looking for them. If you were just playing a sympathy trade on AI based on how Nvidia is moving, as soon as Nvidia went through 500, you could have just slammed AI with infinite size short and just forget about what happened, because it was never going to return through that price ever again. So AI just absolutely dropped dropping like a rock, getting back below to $30 and getting hurt. I'm seeing a lot more news catalysts coming in for a couple other stocks over here. If any stocks really stand out to my eyes, we can take a look at it. Affirm jumps on. Why does it say Q4 earnings? You mean Q2? Earnings revenue up 22%. Strong guidance. Adjusted operating income positive from now on. Ooh. Operating income positive from now on for Affirm. 11% pop incoming. Shout out to your boy Affirm. Amazon obviously in a nice little partnership with Affirm recently. We thought that would help out Affirm. Affirm was at $170 when I first remember that Amazon news actually hitting the wires was around 2021, if I remember. They were taken off during that time. Then all that craziness happened. They absolutely got destroyed. Then the Peloton news happened. That they got destroyed a lot more through the Peloton news. And we thought that Affirm news would save them a little bit, but now they are turning a little bit positive. Let me read that out again. Adjusted operating income positive from now on. Strong guidance for AFRM. So 10% pop. Beautiful pop incoming. If we were to go see what the overall options expected move for Affirm was, they were expecting a high of a high of 1554 and a low of 1208. And looks like we are around that 1554 area, 1575, 1577, sorry, the high on Affirm at the moment after hours. We did manage to clear the after hour high successfully, but here's the levels that we're interested in. Do we clear that 16 tomorrow? Do we get above 16 and start really launching up north? That's a really strong catalyst, if you ask me, that says that they are now going to be positive on operating income going forward. Positive income, to start making some money finally going on to the north side. We'll see if Affirm can take out that 16 level tomorrow, give us the breakout of 16, and then start pushing up to that 17, 18, $19 area to the 52-week high range basically. That's not the 52-week high. The 52-week high is much higher than where the stock is currently trading at, but can we push all the way back there? Crazy day, and let's hope Powell keeps it short and sweet tomorrow. The Jackson Hole Symposium was starting today, and he goes into tomorrow, I believe. Started today 8 o'clock, goes into tomorrow again. I don't know who Jackson is, and I don't know why his hole so important, but it is what it is. It is what it is, right? Affirm, we're looking to. I do like that trade. The 16 breakout hopefully doesn't happen in pre-market. Hopefully we don't see a breakout of Affirm in pre-market. There should be a pretty decent short float on Affirm also. So let's go check out Float Checker. Come on, I just verified. Affirm 15 to 16% is what I'm seeing. 15 to 16.28 is the, let's just say 16% for the most part. Decent short flow. Expecting that short to get, start getting squoze a little bit. It's getting scared and taking their profits early, and some of them stops getting blown out and taking losses. Some buying pressure to come in now and start pushing the stock back to the upside. A little bit of a growth momentum coming in for AFRM. I think this one should be on watch tomorrow without a doubt. Let's go to one of those more expensive stocks, ULTA Beauty. Not that we're actually going to trade this one, but this one's giving you a positive move to the north side on earnings report. ULTA Beauty did the I think adjust their full year guidance and raise their full year guidance. Raise their full year guidance overall, and gave a positive earnings report too. This ULTA Beauty just can't miss, man. Women, love putting on their makeup, and shout out to them. We love it too as men, as we love looking at beautiful women all day. So shout out to ULTA Beauty over here, taking advantage of this loophole of a system that there is, and just printing money. They got a legal money printing press over there at their offices. Let's go to my watch list. instead of just getting distracted, because we were looking for trading opportunities. Autodesk came out with good earnings report, but with the rest of the market sold off, but still ended up positive on the day. Now that's a very strong catalyst overall, very strong catalyst for Autodesk. The fact that they did not give up the whole ghost and still ended up on a positive note. Now we're looking for buyers to come in around today's lows, wherever the stocks today's lows are actually, you know, coincides with pretty decent levels over here. Look how many tops we have around that price point. So it looks like a lot of supply previously now could possibly end up being demand on that positive earnings report. Look for buyers to come in around this 208, 205 area, 206, 205, 208. Looking for buyers to step in and Autodesk to start seeing some momentum back up to the north side on hopefully somewhat of a reversal Fridays tomorrow. We'll see if that what happens, because free fall Fridays has totally been out of the picture for so long now. Free fall Friday has been out of the picture. Splunk, SPLK, selling off drastically, I believe. Or was it popping off drastically? Yeah, popped off drastically and did not sell off like the market. This is actually another stock that owns another stock which does AI somehow. I forget what the other company is. I apologize. I know I talk about it all the time, but I don't know what the other company is. We saw it pop up in the after hours. Pre-market, no volume really, but throughout the intraday, just traded sideways, barcoded, brought in 9 million shares compared to an average 1 million shares. So brought in quite a bit of a relative volume, but just traded in an absolute barcode in a dollar or two range. I'm guessing liquidity died off, and the spread probably opened up, not really giving you many chances. Not too interested in really trading the stock tomorrow anymore, based on how it traded today, and nor did we trade it today. We were looking for this 52-week area levels to come back in, to come into play. We mapped it out yesterday, so the 52-week area did come in. A new 52-week high now put in at 155 basically. So if you're looking for longs on Splunk, a 155 breakout long looks good to me. A 155 breakout long for a continuation on the trade over here on SPLK is something to keep a watch out for. And if that area shows you a failed break and you want to short it, that's also to keep something on watch, as the risk to reward is pretty good. We can go to guess, but I talked about it already. Guess that 24.15 area not coming into play today. The fact that even 24 failed today stands pretty, I guess, it's pretty informative. Maybe tomorrow we can bring in that extra oomph, that extra volume behind it. Let's go take a look at ANF. Yeah, look, ANF actually broke yesterday's high and then came back in today. So maybe Guess does something like that. Guess actually breaks out, goes above 24.15, traps the longs above 24.15, and then pulls back in and then finds this, a buyer somewhere at 22, 25, 22, 50, 23 area later tomorrow and closes somewhere over here. I'm expecting something similar happening on Guess. So watch out for that, the short setup to come in. But if buyers do come in at 24, you could really enjoy that long off of that trade tomorrow for GESS with a question mark. Yeah, Guess questionable. That's funny because Guess has a question right around their name too. That's a coinkadink. Okay, let's go to some of the earnings plays today. Marvel, AFRM, and so on. MRVL, I think someone in our chat actually wanted tomorrow. Pretty sure there's no make room for Prad show tomorrow. There's no make. What does that mean? No make room for Prad show tomorrow. What does that mean? MRVL. MRVL is what we are. I thought it had bad earnings report. Why are you up on a day? Or sorry, why are you down? Oh, why did it say positive? Barely beat, according to what we saw over here. Yeah, barely beat. 0.3 versus 0.32, 1.34 versus 1.33. Technology Q3 2024 net revenue coming in at 0.14 in line estimates. Why is this company sliding at the moment? Company reported cash flow operating for the second quarter was 112.5 million. Marvel issued a third quarter 2024 revenue guidance of 1.4 billion. Yeah, we saw that one. Delivered second quarter midpoint guidance and are forecasting sequential revenue growth to accelerate in the third quarter. The third quarter is being driven primarily by AI and cloud infrastructure, said chairman and CEO of MRVL. Demand from the AI application continues to strengthen, driving our overall revenue outlook from AI for this fiscal year even higher than previously outlined. Our strategy to focus on data infrastructure across diverse set of end markets is serving us well despite the backdrop of softening macro environment. So overall, the numbers look good to me, but they are absolutely selling off to the downside. I guess they don't, people are tired of listening to AI every other sentence and every other conversation piece. Finally, right? Finally, we're tired of it. But the sell-off only coming in. Where's the stock right now? Right at the 100 period EMA. Looks like we might be able to now getting ready to close the gap over here. We do have a pretty big gap to the downside. Hopefully that gap does not get closed. I'll be honest with you. And we hold off and we start pushing back up to the north side. The 100 period EMA giving us some sort of a buying power to coming in, some sort of buying pressure, sorry, to come in off this 100 period EMA on MRVL. I would also love to head over to where is this one? Where is this chart? Hello? Did this chart crash on me? This chart crashed on me. Okay. MRVL, go to the daily chart and let's throw in that anchored VWAP from this change in characteristics. Looks like right now, obviously, that anchored VWAP very flat and doesn't really show us too much of a information, in my opinion. Let's do it from that low that we see. That low is showing us, possible gap close is where the buying actually does come in. So that's going back to that trade idea I was previously talking about. Where is this chart come from? Close this damn chart. So that goes back to that idea that I was just talking about previously. Now we can have this big one. Yeah, baby. Look at that. Awesome. And that goes back to our thesis of a possible, breakdown of this area short, giving us a beautiful, risk to reward short area to right back to close that gap to that $50. But if this area shows you buying, then you just flip long on the fail short idea and then get long for a beautiful move up north, because the numbers are good and the guidance is pretty much in line. So I'm looking to see what happens over here. Trader TV still sponsored by Surge Trader as of this morning. I don't care about Trader TV, dude. I really don't care. I wish you guys would stop telling me about what's going on there. I really don't care. I appreciate it though. I really don't care. MRVL, but for those of you who are using Surge Trader, I would urge you to not use Surge Trader. Because from what I found, they are scams. Guys, by the way, I'm trying to find a new camera. If you guys want to help me buy a new camera, hit the subscribe button first, right? First, hit the subscribe button. And then second, make sure you're watching the videos, because I need 3,000 hours view time to start being able to monetize my streams, get those ad revenues and so on. So I'm trying to get this camera for the webcam, right? And start being able to give you guys better content, better streaming content, better, I can't show you that one. Actually should have closed that image. Let's close that image. Let's go to that stock though. JNJ. JNJ was supposed to bring in quite a bit of a volume today in the after hours and did it. It looks like it sold off quite a bit in the last 10 minutes over here in the market, and then big, I mean, pretty decent sell-off coming in. You could have made $1 per share. What about Kenvue? Kenvue moved pretty drastically to the upside. Looks like that add to the index did take place, and Advanced Auto Parts, AAP, was that the one? Yeah, Advanced Auto Parts was supposed to be deleted off the index today. Only 80,000 shares traded on the day today on the stock. Are you kidding me? No, yeah, 17.96 million. What is that? You tell me the closing print was only 80,000 shares on Advanced Auto Parts? That's a joke. How is that even possible? The stock was supposed to get deleted off the stock market, not of the stock market, of the S&P 500 index, and replaced with the Kenvue. So something happened over there. Don't short Amazon, says Summit. How is Surge Trader a scam? Well, I got into it on one of my other streams. I could get into it again over here later on in a bit. But it's, from what I've found, it's a scam. I would stay away from it. Tomorrow, guys, no real earnings in the morning. Sadly, no earnings at all. So nothing really to keep an eye out for that one. I don't have a guest for tomorrow, so nothing really to talk about tomorrow. So I'm thinking, is this a day off? Maybe it's my day to actually record that, what really happened in my first 3 years of prop firm trading, a YouTube video that I wanted to make for you guys. So maybe tomorrow I make that video and I put it up either tomorrow or on Saturday. So watch out for that one coming soon. We talked about all the earnings plays, what's going on with the economic calendar tomorrow. No 3-star event, wrong. We do have a 3-star event. Papa Powell coming in at 10 o'clock on the hot microphones. He's coming out on the mic at 10:05. Watch out for Papa Powell over there. And that Jackson Hole Symposium still possibly going to cause issues. Any important stock that we might have missed out over here on the after hours. We talked about pretty much most of them. Yeah, we talked, Take Two or T2, Affirm, Workday, Sava. Why's Sava moving? No volume though. No volume on Sava. Ulta Beauty, we looked at that. Domo's another earnings play. Very light volume in general. Small market cap, selling off quite a bit. Something to maybe watch out for you. Shorters over there on the stock market. Today could have been a hedge fund buy day. I mean, today just looked like an overall sell day on the market. Tomorrow is what's important. Tomorrow we're going to see if this market is going to give us some buying opportunities or selling opportunities. The fact that NASDAQ market pushed right back to the 15K, I mean, that's insane, right? So right back to 15K, breaking 15 and pushing lower. Shout out to your boys on on the AI front, because they could not hold up the market at all. Poor Nvidia, selling off every single damn move that it had in the after hours. Anyone who went long in the after hours yesterday and they thought they're gonna get stupid rich on Nvidia, fix that camera, and thought they were gonna get stupid rich on Nvidia, sadly is going to not be a happy camper today. Not going to be a happy camper. Why is that camera so blurry? Come on, camera, don't be blurry. Anything else that I have that I want to hit on over here? Affirm, Trade Ideas. Oh yeah, Trade Ideas, guys, they have a new online platform now, which is pretty cool. And they have meme stock scanner. Look at this one. Okay, yeah, they have an online platform. Since I'm logged in, I can go live, but currently the data is 15 minutes delayed, and this is for those who don't want to use their downloaded platform, which I currently am. I'm a big fan of. They're still working on this online web platform over here. They're gonna eventually make it as good as TradingView and better. So shout out to your boys at Trade Ideas. Shout out to Michael Noss. Use code PRAD15 to get 15% off on Trade Ideas. Obviously, it supports me anytime you use any of my affiliate links. I'm also affiliated with Benzinga, who's been helping us out with all the hot earnings reports coming out, and any of the new hot earnings reports, or not just earnings report, hottest news stocks coming out at the moment, like Ulta Beauty, Marvel. Those are your earnings plays. So shout out to Benzinga. You can also click that link down below to go check out Benzinga and trade ideas. All my links, once again, will be on Linktree. All my social medias, even my merch, which I have to, update, put the Dieter shirt on there, and then make sure that I can sell or send one shirt to Dieter. I gotta send one shirt to Dieter, and go do that one. But check out all my affiliate sponsors. I appreciate all of you watching the stream for the last hour or so, and helping your boy out on his new adventure on YouTube. Now, let's show you why Surge Trader is a scam, because you asked me the question. Search Trader. Let's just go to a new tab. We'll type in, what was that girl's name again? Jana Seaman. Got it. Jana Seaman. Be the best version of you. All right, woman. All right. So let's go find this woman. What was the reason that I knew about her? I saw a lot of advertisements of her about Surge Trader, especially this one over here. This is the one that really threw up the red flags for me. Anytime anyone about trading is flaunting how much money they're making, taking a yacht, going on a boat, there's barely anything about trading over here. Tattooed woman, just barely see Surge Trader logo here or there a couple times. That was a big red flag for me. So I was like, okay, who is this white lady? Why is she all up in my advertisements, in my face, and why am I seeing Surge Trader logo advertised through her instead of actually seeing Surge Trader? Like, why? Even over here, like I saw this car sometimes, Surge Trader. I was like, okay, something's up. So I then Google, who is Jana Seaman. Jana Seaman. So I Google Jana Seaman. Turns out it's the founder and CEO of Surge Trader. Okay, founder and CEO of Surge Trader. Now I start seeing even more red flags in my head. When do you ever see a founder / CEO of such a high level company, doing such, I'm sorry, but irresponsible shit when it comes to marketing? This is so irresponsible, clearly trying to reach an audience that is so not trading. Anyone who's an actual trader, yeah, they're making tons of money, but they don't want to be known. Like they don't do this kind of stuff. Only people who want to be known, like, and doing scummy stuff are going to be doing stuff like this, right? For example, Zach Morris, he wants to be known. I don't want to be known, but I love helping people. And also, I'm so open and blatantly honest about how much money I make off of trading that I'm okay with telling you everything. These guys throwing up red flags in my book. So I start doing deeper and deeper research. I see obviously she's married over here. I off of the same Google search of who she is, I find this article right here, just by typing her username or her real names for a username, like I'm playing some sort of a video game over here, just by typing in her name in the chat or in Google, you start seeing some other articles. SEC charging Florida residents with a Ponzi scheme of $35 million. So I start reading more and more. Seaman, okay, Seaman, okay. Why is this Seaman? Is this Seaman same as this Seaman? Maybe not, but there could be a ton of Seaman out there. Dive deeper and deeper and deeper. I start seeing a bunch of LLCs being blamed for this, and so on. And when you're actually reading this article, you see they're talking about how they're gonna take investors' money and put it into trading. I was like, oh, wait a second. this could be the same person. Then I keep reading more and more, and then I see her name pop up. Then I see Valo Holdings pop up. Valo Holding is something that she actually right here is also a part of, right? So there you go, Valo Holdings pop up. This is how you would expect a company to advertise themselves. This is not. Simply not. Granted, this is her own profile or whatever, but coming back to my point, Valo Holdings, then Surge Capital, part of Surge Trader. What were they doing over here? They were looping old church members into giving them $35 million and putting them into trades. And now what are they doing? They're getting people to give them like, how does it work? Get funded to trade CFDs, not even direct market access. You're not trading actual market when you're trading this. You're trading CFDs, right? So fake markets. You're paying $250 to 6,500 to trade a fake environment filled with fake money that they can just make whenever they want. And they're prying on you to basically lose money every single time you open an account, because that's how these predatory prop firms actually make money. And they're using all that money to fly around and drive luxury cars and take boat trips. Like the month this article came out that they were sued was July 27, 2023. July 27, 2023. And literally on that very same weekend, she was like caught going to some race night or something. It's like, okay, clearly you guys don't care about what's going on, and you've had to pay $700,000 in interest rates and whatever the heck amount, and your company had to pay $668,000 on top of that. Your husband had to pay more money on top of that. Your husband's not allowed to run an SEC company anymore. You are basically running this company only for the reason but because your husband can't run one, so you're just a front runner. And I know another prop firm that works very much like that. So, you know, it's over here. This screams nothing but scam to me over here on Surge Trader. If I was anyone who was thinking about opening up a prop firm account after seeing anything such as this coming up, I would not team up with Surge Trader. If you want to open up, you know, prop firms, trade the pool, 5ers. If you want to trade prop firms, especially CFD prop firms, which are legal, you can trade CFD prop firms. I was actually thinking about trading trade the pool. These guys are you know, vetted. They are vetted and back tested and proven that they are actual legitimate company, not like Surge Trader over there. So you know, they're partnered with actual legitimate companies, so you don't have to worry about you getting scammed by some Ponzi schemer over there. If you want to look for prop firms, here's one, here's another one. So go do your research anytime you are looking to actually trade on a prop firm, and I wish the best of luck to everyone on that note. All right. Damn, that's crazy. Are they any legit prop firms? Yeah, I just gave you that one. Well said, Pride. No one should team up with them. I'm not teaming up with them. That's for sure not happening, right? Because I'm not stupid. I ain't dumb. All right. That's that. Go check out all my links. Go check out my link tree. Any of my trade ideas that I find really interesting, I wait till 8 o'clock for the after-hour session to finish. And then I find my real trade ideas for the next day. For example, that GES trade that I pointed out, I think it came out last night at, let's just quickly go back to my stream and show you what time did that tweet even come out. It came out at 9:38 p.m. last night, right? The only stock tweet that I sent out last night, the only trade that I really was looking at all day for today, worked at 100% win rate. So we'll take that. We were not looking at Nvidia because we wanted Nvidia to kind of marinate in the sauce and then see what happens, and we made the right call, but there were a lot of opportunities over there to make money too nevertheless. So we'll wait till 8 o'clock. Go follow all my social media. You'll see a bunch of posts coming fired out, some trade ideas, maybe some short form video content, and on Twitter for sure you're gonna see some trade thread coming out without a doubt. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, about tomorrow's stream, if I have a guest, I will tweet it out that I have a podcast stream coming out. But if I don't have a guest for tomorrow, then most likely doing nothing. I'm gonna go record that why I really left Trader TV Live, or why I got fired from Trader TV Live kind of clickbait video for you guys to click and really understand the whole story of what happened. And if I don't see you tomorrow, I will see you back again Monday without doubt. So have a great weekend, have a great Friday to wrap off the week with, and good luck on the markets. Thank you for coming out. Peace out. Ciao.